go on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. Standing by patiently is our color commentator on the Rider broadcast, Luc Mullinder, who is, are you in BC? Are you guys leaving, Luke? How are things going there?
No, actually, I am in Saskatoon in the airport right now. I was at back to the Batoche celebrations with the Métis Nation today and visiting with some of our friends out there like President Glenn McCallum. So enjoyed a nice day and celebrating the importance of Batoche, but now headed to BC to hopefully witness a Rider win.
I biked to Batoche once, our grade 8 class. Think looking back now, they would never allow that. Inner city school from Saskatoon, biking all the way to Batoche, spent the night in Rostern. For some reason, that was allowed back then. Batoche is a fantastic place. Lots of history there. The Riders need to do what compared to last week to win this game tomorrow?
They need to play a little bit better up front. I think that that was the first time that we saw our defensive front pushed around. It was the first time that we saw our offensive line really struggle in spots against a pass rush. So I think it obviously starts and ends up front. So you got to play better up there. Got to stop having the coverage breakdowns and mental errors I think that they were hit with against Calgary, but better execution all around, obviously. So this is going to be an important game, and especially in the West where things are kind of turning on their head. We saw a great game in Montreal. I was listening to you talk about it leaving, and the Argos getting losing that in the last second. That was, it just goes to show you how close a CFL game can be. But more importantly, that every second and every last minute counts, and you got to be playing hard. So it's going to be a good game though, because again, BC plays a lot different with Nathan Rourke in there. They had a ton of success both on the ground and in the air against Edmonton. But that's Edmonton, right? And the nice thing about losing your first one, especially at home to a good Calgary team, is you have lots to watch on film for the whole week, right? You get to evaluate yourself against a really good opponent. You get to see where you need to make your corrections and, more importantly, where you can play better.
Who are you excited or curious to watch now that's back in the lineup? Let's go. Sam Emelis is back in. We're going to see Tommy Neild maybe as well, or Dre McCray on the return game. Any of those really interest you and intrigue you?
Yeah. I think Dre McCray is an interesting guy. I really liked what he did in training camp. Thought that he did everything he could to earn a roster spot. And with Mario Alford going down, I think Dre McCray gives us a guy that doesn't give us any drop off in the return game. I think that he's got a potential to break the game open here on Saturday. And again, when you look at the offensive and defensive struggles that Riders went through last week, it just shows you how important that special teams phase of the game is, especially if you're able to flip the field. And give your opponent a tough starting position on their drives and give your teammates a great starting position on their drive. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Dre McCray. Again, I'm looking forward to seeing a bounce back from the trenches.
Defensive guy, let's say you're coaching the team, you're coaching the Riders. Do you play a little bit more man against Nathan Rourke, against BC, or do you kind of just maybe try and pressure it more from the zone?
Listen, I don't like zone defenses, especially in the CFL. I think that the field's too wide. So unless you're playing sort of those low zone, but again, I would always prefer to play man. I mean, when you look at the best defensive coordinators in the game, whether it be college, whether it be professionals, doesn't matter what side, that all of those defensive coordinators will tell you, you got to have a defense that can make a one-on-one tackles, but also be able to play man defense. It makes everything easier. So especially in the CFL, again, you got such a wide field. It makes those 2nd and 5 throws so much more difficult to defend. I just feel like, especially in the Saskatchewan Roughriders case, I feel like it's been a weak point in the strategic rollout of the scheme.
BC's been known to give up a little more on the ground than some teams. Would you be absolutely shocked if the Riders don't stay with trying to establish that run game?
Well, it was interesting. You didn't see it a lot from AJ Ouellette last week, right? And I think that it's easy to say, oh, man, well, we didn't run the ball at all, right? And that was such a critical part of our offense. I think that you come into this game really understanding that, A, this is a copycat league. So BC is going to be like, yeah, Calgary did a great job of taking AJ Ouellette out of the game. Let's do some of the same stuff, our scheme, right? So I think the running game is always going to be a focus here for opponents moving forward, just seeing the success that the Riders had offensively when they had a good ground game going, right? So and it's a fair thing to do, right? Like if I'm a defensive coordinator and I'm able to take an important critical phase of an offensive attack away and make the team close or get the team closer to being one-dimensional, that's what I want to do, right? So I would imagine that BC is going to load up that front. It's not going to be an easy task for AJ Ouellette. But I think that the other side of that, though, is never shying away from who you are, right? And understanding that, again, if you get down, it doesn't mean that you have to go to the air. And I'm not saying that they did that in Calgary against Calgary last week, but I'm just saying if you see a concentrated effort by the BC Lions tomorrow to stop the run, it does not mean go away from it, right? It means just communicate with the guys. Guys, look, man, they're loading up the box, for instance. Look, guys, they're bringing some pressures here on first down to try to get more guys at the line of scrimmage. We're gonna have to block better. We're gonna have to utilize the screen game, maybe things like that, right? Yeah. You just have to recognize, but you can't get too far away from what made you win those 4 games and what made you such an effective team offensively, and that is the run game. So maybe run in Kadeem Carey out there a little bit more, but just continue to pound away at the thing, and because that's essentially the team that you told everybody that you want to be in the first 4 games.
Yeah, and like you said, football in general, it's a copycat sport, so you got to throw something.
Yeah, no,
got to go throw something new at them. What are they not?
Totally, what are they not? Right? I mean,
what are they not preparing for?
Yeah, I mean, they know you by now, right? Like you're on film for five games now. You know what I mean? So you're not going to surprise too many people, right? But again, you got to take advantage of those looks. So I think that again, BC took advantage of a really, really struggling Edmonton team. Obviously, at home in BC, BC always plays well, and it's a tough place to get a win, but it is a winnable game. You're just going to have to play a little bit better because Nathan Rourke is a different team, or they are a different team with Nathan Rourke.
Controlled environment too. Brett Lawther, let's go. Let's get on a roll here. Before we leave, I got to ask you, are you as intrigued as me of tonight's game in Winnipeg? What happens between Calgary and Winnipeg?
Totally. I feel like Calgary goes in there and potentially makes the statement of the first third of the year. Like, that game last week, I mean, we billed that as potentially the best game of the year, and it was not because of the way Calgary dominated the Saskatchewan Roughriders. But I think Calgary's got a great opportunity to go in there.
Yeah.
And if they dominate the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in Winnipeg after what they did to Winnipeg the first time, like 3 weeks ago, wow, that just puts Calgary in a new stratosphere, and it's good to see because again, guys like me, I would have paid. You know how we always do the betting before the game, Barney. We're pretty good. We're on a roll right now. But I mean, I would have bet all my money that Calgary continued to regress here, and so far in that first third of the year, they haven't regressed any, and they've actually grown. So it's good to see, and it's good for the league, and it's good for the West especially.
Yeah, I'm staring at this -4 Bombers favorite. And I'm like, I might.
They're favored by -4.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, hammered right. Yeah, man. If I wasn't sitting in the airport talking to you, I'd be hammering it right now. Yeah, absolutely.
How about last night? I take the under 51, and it ends up 26-25. So it's a push. Thank God they went for 2. And but that game, I was like, okay. Have a safe flight, my man. I think Dave still has a running tab at the little lounge there. If you want to go pick up a wine or anything before your flight.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do some work here. I'm gonna do my game charts here, sitting in the airport, and then we'll get on the plane.
Okay, I appreciate you. Let's talk next week.
All right, man. See you soon.
Okay.